The Super Media Bros podcast is a founding member of the OddPods Media Network.
Super Media Bros.
As many shows as we've watched and as much wrestling as we've consumed over the last, I think, combined 40 years between the two of us as far as like ages go.
Yeah.
Have you ever actually seen the main event people open the show?
Not like this. You know, we've seen many of shows where it's like, well, if you don't close the show, you want to open it, but they did both.
Successfully. Welcome to the Super Media Bros podcast, where two best friends give comedically informative takes on movies, music, pro wrestling, and much more. I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
This is episode 290, and we are all in on AEW All In London from Wembley Stadium. And the last time we talked about an event that was at Wembley Stadium was last year's Time Machine review of SummerSlam 1992.
And we didn't even know that we would be talking about another Wembley show this soon.
No, and I didn't think we were going to ever have another event that big in that arena, like, again, wrestling-wise.
Yeah, like, they had talked about it being, like, over 81,000, but then, I don't know if you caught this, but at the media scrum, Tony had alluded to it being closer to 90 because he had given out, like, 7,000 tickets or something. I don't know how true that is.
It's the 81,035 is the paid number. Mm-hmm. Because he didn't want to count, because WWE is infamous for inflating their attendance record, even with the handouts and the people that are just in the back. Because technically that's a body in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Tony wanted asses in seats being counted that were paying to be in the stadium. So that's 81,035 people. I don't doubt that it's close to a packed house. Like,
oh, no. I'm not saying that. It's just like, I don't know how true it is of like, damn near 90,000. And I only say that because it's like, I'm thinking about the stage, I'm thinking about the layout, thinking about the space in between, like the first couple of rows surrounding the ring and all that stuff. It's like, I don't know, but okay, go off.
Did you see the fucking gate that this did?
Oh, dude,
it's insane.
Like, that's the thing is
fucking 10 million.
The thing to me that kind of aggravates the fuck out of me is everybody casting shade or doubt of like, we'll try and do that again in the States, you know, what are you going to do when you get back to America? You can't sell out these blah, 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 blah. It's like, imagine being mad that wrestling in general is doing good numbers. Like, here I am, just a fan of wrestling in general. WrestleMania for its 2 nights did, I don't even know how much. It was a ridiculous number for pre-sales, and it's like months and months and months and months away. Great. Good. It's WrestleMania 40. I feel like if any WrestleMania, every 5 should be like
that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So great. AEW wants to go to Wembley every year and do this. Great.
I hope they fucking sell it out next year.
Yeah, like, imagine being upset because wrestling is thriving in any way, shape, or form.
Right, and I wanted to point this out because I definitely have like a thing to say as far as like a statement to anybody. And this is not me being like, you know, like I'm not getting on like a fuck any specific company like thing. No. That's not even at all what this is saying, but you cannot say that AEW is not on a radar of any sort anymore. They are absolutely 100% that bitch.
Yeah.
Like straight up. Like, these motherfuckers hit Wembley with no, like, they sold that many tickets with damn near nothing announced card-wise. Like,
right.
When the fuck, you know, obviously, like you mentioned, WrestleMania can do that, but it's like, dude, AEW is not that fucking t-shirt company that Paul Levesque fucking said it was. You know, it's definitely not.
No, I mean, and I get it. Like, at first, there were so many questions. Like, dude, you remember this. Whenever it was first, like, being talked about before the first episode of Dynamite ever aired, I was so concerned because I was like, dude, in my lifetime, look at how many wrestling companies got big and then flopped or like just disintegrated.
Yeah, but at the same time, I was looking at how much Tony was starting to like preload his roster.
Right.
There's no way that you get a talent like Chris Jericho if he does it. Like, if that company is destined to fail, Jericho has been in the business for over 30-something fucking years and has seen it all come and go. Jericho is that good. Jericho is somebody who sold me on this company becoming what it is right now. And this is historic for wrestling, period, but it's historic for this company. Like, they're not even 5 years old. They're going to be 5 next year.
Which that phrase in its own, I'm just like, oh shit, I'm getting old.
Shit.
But no, dude, it's just like, let's just be happy that we have some good shit, you know?
That's good shit, pal. That's such good shit. So let's get into this this good shit, man. This was a pretty fucking loaded card. Like, I know a lot of people kind of shat on it for whatever reason. They're like, oh, it's not Mania caliber. I'm like, that's because this isn't WrestleMania. It's fucking All In, dude.
Well, not even just that, but it's like the same people that are saying it's not WrestleMania quality it's the same people that are saying that none of the people here are WrestleMania caliber. So it's like, okay, you're already saying that you don't like the talent nearly as much. So what do you expect it to be?
Yeah. We open with the 0 hour tag team match for the Ring of Honor Tag Championship. And it's Adam Cole and MJF versus Aussie Open, which I fucking love Aussie Open so goddamn much. The story of the night, for those of you keeping track with this company and the storylines, we don't have to say very much, but for those of you unfamiliar with any of this, MJF and Adam Cole have been in a program with one another over the championship, and they eventually got formed into a tag team due to a blind eliminator tag tournament. So their names were chosen at random and they were just put together. And the storyline has gone that MJF has slowly like done a babyface turn with Adam Cole kind of like leading the charge in that, where it's like, oh no, Adam Cole is like having shit from Roddy Strong being said to him, like, you can't trust this guy. Adam is like, this is almost as close to actual Adam Cole as possible, probably, where he's just like, no, I really think this dude might actually be a good dude. Like, give him a fucking
golden
chance.
retriever.
Pretty much. And MJF is doing, I will keep fucking saying this. Go back and listen to any of our AEW reviews where Max has been on the card in any way, shape, or form. And I have said this, and I will fucking say this till I'm blue in the face because it's actually happening right fucking now as we speak. MJF will be the biggest babyface this company has ever seen. And guess what? That's fucking happening right now. He has turned, like legitimately fucking turned. And it's great.
How crazy is it that the biggest babyface from the Four Pillars isn't Jungle Boy?
Yeah, I was gonna say something similar where it's like how wild is it that the biggest babyface right now was the biggest heel last year?
Yeah, because like not only just that, but in the dawning of AEW, you know, you're looking at their originals and it's like, oh well, obviously, you know, Darby can probably be the flip-flop guy, you know. Sammy, probably flip-flop, but mostly heel, I think. MJF, yeah, that's going to be a career heel. There's no question in my mind. Jungle Boy, that's their non-luchador Rey Mysterio. They are not turning that motherfucker.
And then those two wind up being the ones that flipped, like, legit. They flipped like a fucking coin, dude.
Yeah. Now we'll get to Jack later, but
yeah. So better than you, baby. Adam Cole and MJF defeat Aussie Open in a 7-minute and 45-second match where MJF hits both the kangaroo kick, which if you guys have yet to do this, go to AEW's YouTube channel and just search up Adam Cole and MJF's like antics together, because they did a lot of shit where they filmed them out and about at like fucking Outback Steakhouse and a bunch of other fucking places. That's where the kangaroo kick had come from. And then also their fucking double clothesline finishing move, which I think is the greatest thing ever. Mm-hmm. The fact that these two have got you so invested in them hitting a double clothesline that when they fucking hit it, the crowd goes ballistic. And they actually pinned them with it.
And the Tope Suicido.
Oh, where MJF doesn't fucking dive and Cole's like, you could fucking do it.
And then he'll do it like later on the same card. So it's like storytelling, it's progression, it's, it's like, no, these two, they just get it. And Aussie Open is really good too, like
Hell yeah.
everybody is going to obviously talk about MJF and Adam Cole, but no, like these guys were ROH champions for a reason. Like they're good, dude.
Yeah, and taking the pinfall loss isn't going to affect them at all.
No, the fact that they got the rub from these guys in general,
Yeah, exactly. Then we move on to the FTW Championship match between Hook and Jack Perry, who is defending the championship against Hook, who is trying to win it back. So the story, which I hate this because the next two matches that we're going to be talking about, like we should be talking about the actual work rate of both matches, because let's be honest, the Hook and Jack Perry match was, for what it was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, no. They don't have bad chemistry whatsoever, Hook. I've been on the Hook train from the beginning.
I think we all have, man.
But like
send Hook.
Yeah, like he's great. But he is improving even more, so that's a great sign. My gripe with the match is I don't know if it's the booking, but it's the all-encompassing storyline here where I'm like, okay, what was the point of this?
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it's more or less to get Jack over as a fucking heel, which, I mean,
I guess.
Yeah, but who else is he gonna fight right now? That's kind of like the whole, and they haven't been doing shit with Hook, sadly. Like they need to.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Because on one hand, it's like you gave me a Jack Perry versus RVD match. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Without the FTW title, that match would have made 0 sense.
Yep.
So I get it, but I'm still like,
it would have kind of been funny to watch him run the gauntlet of ex-ECW guys that still wrestle.
Yeah,
like bring Dreamer in for a match, bring Sandman in for a match,
exactly.
Bring Bully Ray in for a fucking match.
Yeah, in that instance would have been either Dreamer or Van Dam that would have been the all-in match.
Yeah,
I would have done Jack versus Hook at All Out. In a perfect world, this obviously things happened at this event that would have nixed that to begin with, but
yeah,
my point is that, dude, have that be the story that way, because as it is, it's just, it felt like this was very rushed.
Yeah, it maybe they wrote themselves into a corner, didn't know what else to do with it.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Hook wins and in 8 minutes and 20 seconds, and he chokes him out basically. Or
yeah, still a good match though.
Yep.
And it's not the only one that choked Jack out, though. Yeah,
no shit. So what we're referring to, which will kind of lead into this next match, is allegedly, I have to fucking say this, sadly. Allegedly, CM Punk vetoed a spot that Jungle Boy Jack Perry was wanting to film during a Collision taping, where he wanted to use real glass for an angle that was going to happen, and CM Punk was like, dude, if you want to do that, go to Dynamite. Like, we don't do that here, because like on one hand, Collision is a very different show than that. Secondly, I know goddamn good and well that Phil Brooks, the person, was probably trying to also look out for Jack Perry, the person's physical safety, because that is fucking stupid. It really fucking is, because everybody else, including Moxley, uses fucking candy glass.
One word. Goldberg.
Exactly. Goldberg infamously smashed a limousine windshield, like for real, on Nitro or Thunder. I can't remember. I think it was Nitro, but he fucking he wound up like gashing his whole forearm and severing some shit, and he was out for months because of that.
Damn near had to get his shit amputated.
Yep. So
for one, if you're doing like, let's say, a back spot, okay, I understand that is still different, but kidneys, there's still shit back there, buddy.
Yeah.
And also it's just like, I also understand that you're young, you want to try and make a name. I get it.
But be smart about it. God damn.
Yeah, and also maybe don't. I'm convinced that he was trying to work Punk.
And also get heat as a heel, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would like to think that him having this attitude where he then went backstage and kind of goaded Punk. I would like to think that that's just him trying to be Punk, you know, and try and be like, come on, let's do a fucking match. Come on.
Right. When all he would really have to do is just be like, hey, I want to work with you. And just be old school about it, but he's fucking not.
I mean, yeah, I know, but we can't ignore that Punk did the same thing to Austin.
Right.
So I would like to believe that that is the case, but...
Well, what we're referring to is that Jack Perry had made this his entrance to the match with a limousine, and they had most of this match around this limousine. Jack Perry looks dead ass fourth wall breaking into the camera, smacks he does that thing where the car salesman's like, you know, this can fit so many fucking, like, he slaps the hood of the car. This can fit so many insert funny line here in the car. He smacks the windshield and just looks right at the camera and he's like, real glass, cry me a river. And I'm like, oh my fuck. As soon as he said that, I was like, we really going to be talking about this over the rest of this pay-per-view on social media, aren't we? And that's sad that that's what happened. But, you know, leading into CM Punk's match with Samoa Joe that opens the actual All In event for the Real World Championship. Before Punk even goes through the fucking curtain, there is an incident involving him and Jack Perry. Now, according to whoever's side you believe, I'm not going to get into it too much, but one side would have you believe that CM Punk instigated the thing, and the other side would have you believe that Jack Perry was straight up marched through the curtain after his match and walked right up to him and started instigating to him. Either way, both of these men, as of this recording, are currently suspended because of all this shit, and neither man is appearing at All Out in Chicago.
Let's not get too buried into this topic.
Yeah, I'm not, but I'm just saying, like, that's what happened from all of this shit.
I only say that just because what else is there for us to add that hasn't been said on other podcasts? Exactly.
It's just us, like, saying that this is what happened. It sucks. Like, it's unfucking fortunate for the company as a whole, and it's unfortunate for Tony Khan, the PR team. It's actually unfortunate for fucking Punk and Perry. Like, they're leaving potential money on the table. They're leaving a lot of the other talent, like, having to cover up again, you know?
Do you think that the Bucks had something to do with this?
I'm not even going to get into that.
That answers my question.
I'm not getting into that shit.
My main thing is, and I texted you this, if Tony was not the owner, if he was a supervisor, a manager, etc., how long ago do you think he would have been fired?
Oh, fucking while back. Like, Brawl Out would have never happened.
No, I genuinely believe that he would have been let go the night of WrestleMania where he let Cody fucking Rhodes walk out of his company and then was instantly catapulted to the top of WWE. I think that would have been the night where if roles were reversed, Vince would have looked at that man and said, what the fuck did you do?
Right, you're fucking gone, dude.
You let him leave, and now look at that reception. Look at the merch sales.
Yeah.
Get out of my office.
Yeah,
Go.
Exactly.
And, like, I'm not sucking Vince's dick for that. I'm just stating a fact.
That's what he would have done.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's what business would have been like.
Yep. But to get down to actual business, I would love to talk about, as good as Jack Perry and Hook's match was, dude, are you ever going to see a bad match between Punk and Joe? Like,
no.
Really? Like, these guys these guys, for all intents and purposes, opened this show and put a fucking clinic on in that ring.
Yes, they did. And the first time I was watching the event, I was grossly hungover, so I had to do a rewatch. Plus, like, none of my buddies were able to watch it live because of work and everything, but rewatched it, and I was looking for signs of Punk being pissed off, you know? But no, he was completely
professional. Yep, exactly.
Great stuff. Like you said, you're not going to get a bad Punk and Joe match, but I will say that this was much better than their match on Collision.
Absolutely. And I think for a multitude of reasons. One, they hadn't worked together in as long, like, as Ring of Honor has been like their old stomping ground. So and plus put them in front of this crowd, dude. Yeah, they're gonna have a meeting out of the palm of their hand. For fuck's sake, I swear to God, as soon as Punk started, he threw the first fucking shoulder tackle. I knew what he was doing.
Yep.
I was like, if he hits it a second, oh, there's the second one. If Joe swings for that fucking close, oh, there it is. And he fucking puts him down and throws his hand up. I was like, this man is not about to 5-knuckle shuffle this motherfucker in Wembley. I would have marked out because CM Punk and John Cena actually do have a big respect for each other. Great, recognized, great. You know what I'm saying? But no, he doesn't go the route of Cena. This motherfucker has been Hoganing it up in the ring. I think it's actually very funny that so many people are like, oh, Punk's like acting like Hogan did in the fucking 90s. And I think it's hilarious that Punk is trolling everybody. He's like, you know what? I'm going to fucking do like the hand to the ear. I'm going to start fucking using the leg drop. I'm going to spray paint my fucking championship belt.
Dude, it's so good. Also, in terms of being a professional and everything, when Joe threw Punk underneath the fucking... First of all, cool as fuck spot.
Yeah.
Because you don't really see that shit.
No.
So whenever it happened, I was like, God, okay, word?
Yeah.
And then when Punk came out, he was bleeding.
Yes.
Professionalism. If you're gonna fucking do a blade job, don't look directly in the camera when you do it.
Yeah. Because like that was the best way to hide it and make it look as realistic, because that was a sick looking like crash and burn into that table. Another part I marked out at, which, it's not that I don't think or know that Punk can do these fucking moves. Bro, when old boy come off the top and hit that Hurricane Rana, I was like, yes. I was like, fucking do that shit, man. Because Punk, I love when he pulls those tricks out of his fucking bag.
Yeah. Well, it's like with his match with Cena on Raw.
That was just as good as their Money in the Bank match.
Dude, loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. And correct me if I'm wrong, that match made a cameo on Hangover Part 3.
It sure fucking did.
Thought so.
Yep.
I wasn't entirely sure if it was that movie, but I'm willing to put this month's mortgage on it.
Right on. And let's not take anything away from Joe, who, in my opinion, barely ever has a bad match. It's fucking Samoa Joe. That guy's a goddamn machine, and they work so well together. This was a great match. 14 minutes flat. CM Punk defeats Samoa Joe using the fucking Pepsi plunge that he hasn't used in literal fucking years.
The only gripe that I have is that the crowd didn't seem to expect that to be the finish, so they didn't react like it was a finish.
Yeah, I think a lot of that also had to do with Punk is, because of Brawl Out, is kind of a polarizing character right now, because people are not separating Phil and CM Punk. They're looking at them one and the same, which in a lot of ways, sure, but like I look at CM Punk, the character, as like this fucking trolling shithead, and I love it so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, he retains the Real World Championship in 14 seconds. Excellent match. It's one of my matches of the night, honestly. Moving on to a 6-man tag team match. It's Bullet Club Gold, which is Jay White, Juice Robinson, and
Juice.
I fucking love Juice Robinson, and Takeshita versus the Golden Elite, Kenny Omega, Adam Page, and Kota Ibushi in a 20-minute and 30-second match. I might be in the minority here. I don't feel like this match quite lived up to what it should have been until the fucking back half of it, and it was a little too late for me. Like, I don't like saying that this was like a piss break match, but it felt like a piss break match in some fashion.
I would not go that far with it. For one, I think some of it had to do with some jitters. I feel as though Kenny and Adam Page probably saw whatever scuffle there was backstage and was probably distracted. I think that there was... Obviously, you can't... Everybody has a bad day in the office, too.
Sure.
Not that this was a bad day.
No, and I'm not... I need to clarify that I'm not completely shitting on this match. I just feel like, comparatively speaking to what I know the work standard of these 6 men are, could have been better.
Right. I mean, Ibushi, you can still tell, is...
Adapting, you think?
I don't know if it's adapting. It's not that I don't think that he's healed. It's just that I think he's nervous.
Yeah, because this is he could bring his style to this company, but in another way, he's still got to figure it out. He may be in the ring with people he's never worked with before.
That too. And I'm saying this as somebody who, if I don't know, working out, for example, if I get sick and if I'm out of working out for a week and a half, when I get back, I'm very tepid. I don't want to go for my heavy shit that I was doing a week and a half ago.
Right, you're gonna lean into it, like ease into it, I should say.
Yeah, and I kind of see some of that with him, but I will say that he had a better showing than he did at Blood and Guts.
Yeah, same. I think it's because for me the match went a little long, and because there's a lot of multiple person matches on this card. There's barely any one-on-ones. Mm-hmm. This was, like I said, it could have been better. Bullet Club Gold win the match though, which I did not expect to happen. So I'm kind of happy they did that because look, man, Bullet Club been getting their asses beat on Collision for a while, and they really needed that fucking W.
I know. I was shocked on who it was, and also I will eat my words. I don't remember if I said it while we were recording, but I know my prediction was Orange would lose his title to Takeshita on this show, and it didn't happen, obviously.
Yeah.
So, not that I'm upset about that. It's just that, that was my prediction.
No, they got other plans for that. And moving on from this 6-man, let's move over to the AEW World Tag Team Championship match in probably my second match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I know the front half of this had me kind of what the fuck? But then once it kicked in, I was like, okay, here we go. It's FTR versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships and the third meeting between these two teams. And honestly, this is probably the best of the three matches, in my opinion.
I was very surprised, believe it or not, with the outcome.
Oh, honestly, same.
I just assumed that the Bucks would win it because
of Cash Wheeler's incident.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not that, hey, everybody's innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
But it would have been I interpreted the thought as Tony would have been, I don't want to call it a knee-jerk reaction, but it would have been
No, it would have been to protect, as much as people would be like, no, how do you say it like that? This would have been to protect Cash Wheeler in a way.
Yeah, I'm looking at it from the titles.
And the company. Well, that too, but what I'm saying is it's a way to protect Cash, protect the belts, and protect the fucking business, really, if you think about it. Because
that too.
How do you explain if his case gets that far and he gets found guilty or he has to do anything other than pay a fine or any of that shit? It's well, how do you fucking explain hey, this dude's going away for a while, because you can't exactly put him on television to write him off.
And if you don't want to vacate the titles.
Nope.
So that's why I thought Tony was going to get it off of them in a match. And when it comes to AEW, you can hate the Bucks all you want, but if you're watching AEW and the Young Bucks win the tag team titles, it's are you really going to be I can't believe it?
Right. That's every time Hogan won the world championship at WCW, man.
Right. It's, you can hate it all you want, but it's an acceptable occurrence.
Right. Because at least not that FTR isn't doing this, but what I'm saying is at least with the Bucks that the belts would be in safe hands. In the meantime, it's okay, well, they'll at least show up and show out every fucking match.
Right.
Which both teams showed up and showed out in this match.
No, that
fucking 450 that Cash Wheeler fucking went for.
Dude.
Jesus Christ, I didn't think he had it in him.
It's a big boy to be doing that shit.
I'm telling you, man, he's a stocky big boy too.
Dude, because the way he's built, I'm just
why he built like that?
That is a scary man.
Honestly, dude, it's funny because Cash Wheeler has that he's built like that, but then Dax, I love Dax. Dax has buff man bod, and it's fucking awesome because I'm Dax is that cool uncle that'll kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's called Uncle Dax on Twitter for a fucking reason, but still. FTR pull out the victory by pinfall.
Mm-hmm.
Surprising decision, great match. After the match, the Bucks refused to shake their hands, so I know this is leading somewhere. Moving on to the Stadium Stampede match, which I thought was a very oddball choice because typically the Stadium Stampede takes place in an empty stadium, but they brawled all over Wembley. It's Eddie Kingston, Penta El Cero Miedo, and the Best Friends, which is Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, and Orange Cassidy, versus the Blackpool Combat Club, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and then Santana and Ortiz. Backstory: Santana and Ortiz have still not mended fences. They had a big falling out last year, sometime before the Blood and Guts match that Santana got injured in. Also, I know that Kingston and Santana, I want to say they also have had like a falling out. Like there's a couple of people like within like the confines of this match that have like real life falling out like with one another. So I was surprised, which professionally speaking, they can put their shit aside and go out and work a show. But I was really surprised to see Santana and Ortiz like working together in the ring at certain points because like they don't even dress similarly anymore. Like Ortiz looks like a fucking, he looks like an extra on Scarface now. And Mike Santana looks like he's trying to actually wear some fucking wrestling gear and get back in there and become something more than just a tag specialist.
No, Santana.
He's the guy on that team. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Absolutely. The match was good, you know.
A fucking highlight of the night for me was this match, honestly, dude. There was so much wild fucking shit going on. And can we just talk about Orange Cassidy?
That was amazing. Okay. To me, the match was at times jarring, only not because of the match. The match itself, like if I were in the arena live, probably would have been a highlight for me too. Sure. I just found like, as with every Stadium Stampede match and every Blood and Guts match, anytime you get more than 4 people involved.
Is it the production truck?
Yep.
I had the same fucking problems, dude, because it's hard to keep around 5 people at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you multiply that by 2, and you got to keep up with 10 fucking people that are going to be everywhere.
Yep.
So yeah.
So think about the context of me being hungover and watching this shit, and
my man's just sitting there sick off his ass, like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, like I'm just sitting there. Because that night, did I tell you what I had?
No.
I had a 4 Loko and a half and a Smirnoff.
Oh, 4 Loko, have some respect for yourself.
Yeah, it should have been Steel Reserve. I'm
exactly.
sorry.
Exactly. Fucking swine.
I fucking love me some 4 Loko, love me some Steel Reserve, and I was at...
It's a Mad Dog 2020, come on.
Yeah, dude, like that's how I am. I don't know. I like my trashy shit, but I had one, and then I was with all my buddies and everything that the night before. I was fucked up, and so the next morning I was just like, fuck, oh shit. Like whenever you were texting me about the CM Punk and Jack Perry shit, I was at home chowing the fuck down. By this point in the show, like, I was awake, but I was definitely like, fuck. Okay, I'm too dizzy for all the cuts and the shaky. I can't.
Yeah, there are some highlights in this match, obviously.
Oh,
where
yeah, no.
It's like, where it's like, okay, so Eddie Kingston, Penta El Zero Miedo, and Best Friends, they win the match, but the fucking highlights of this match were Moxley recycling the skewer spot.
That woke me up.
Oh, dude, I saw the fucking indie show he did this at like a couple weeks ago, and then whenever I saw them come out, I was like, oh, he's gonna do it again. He's literally the fucking Goofy meme. He's like, I'll fucking do it again.
Madman. Because you know the fucking tips of it were hitting skull.
Yes.
Like full contact. And I would dare say the tips of them probably snapped on the inside, get some tweezers.
Yeah, probably so.
Fucking Ricky Bobby cut around the meat.
Yeah, dude. Oh, God. Everybody was bleeding this fucking match. I think the fucking best part about it, aside from some of those spots, were when Cassidy decided, hey, I'm going to wrap duct tape around my fucking hand and I'm going to bust this glass bottle and he's going to fucking like Taipei deathmatch his goddamn fist, like dips a taped fist into this glass so he can do his orange punch.
Great.
It was good shit, man. Just him getting the victory was just chef's kiss, man. Yeah. If anything, I'm not saying that this is exactly what it was designed for, but if anything, every time Cassidy is in the ring in a match that is not even his style, it just elevates him even more so.
Cassidy is one of those people that it's like, just whenever I think like, okay, I've seen what this gimmick is. Not that I've ever been sour on him, but it's just like, it might be time for you to turn heel, maybe? I don't know. Then he goes and does a spot where I'm like, I guess the well is not dry. Okay.
No, not at all. And it's great because Cassidy is absolutely one of those people where you constantly question. You're just like, well, how much more over can we get you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, differently, even. And he fucking goes out and proves everybody fucking wrong. Every time anybody's got a doubt against this man, it's like, nah, just watch him. Let this man cook.
And then on Dynamite, the next show, he cuts a promo, which is something that he doesn't do. So.
Yeah, asks for a microphone and a chair, sits in the middle of the fucking ring, and just goes on about like defending the international championship like it's his fucking life force. And I adored the ass end of that, where he was just like, my name is Orange Cassidy and I do not have a catchphrase.
That part was great.
Because he really fucking doesn't, man. Mm. He doesn't need one. His whole gimmick is what gets him over.
Mm.
In fact, like that is like the only match I would really like be, looking forward to at All Out is going to be him and Jon Moxley for that championship. And I think that's the main event because neither world championship is on the pay-per-view. And that is the biggest championship outside of the world title for me.
What do you think happens?
I think Moxley wins it, honestly.
That's what my gut is telling me, but yeah, probably, because they need something big for that show.
Yeah. Like, we'll eventually get there, but to put a stamp on this half of the pay-per-view, Stadium Stampede ran 21 minutes and 30 seconds, and the last three matches that we have talked about that were all a tag match of some sort, these three matches alone ran an hour and 2 minutes, maybe three.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy shit. Like, an hour and 3 minutes was like three fucking matches.
We was feasting.
Yeah. When we come back from this break, we're going to pick back up with the AEW Women's World Championship match. You're listening to the Super Media Bros podcast on the OddPods Media Network. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Tina Jaramillo.
And I'm Hillary Doherty.
And we host the Muck Podcast, where we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics.
Hey, Tina, did you know that Elvis crashed the Nixon White House for the sole purpose of getting a DEA badge, and it worked?
What? Or how a gun control advocate senator out of California engaged in gun trafficking with notorious gang leader Shrimp Boy?
Shrimp Boy, I remember him. Okay, so, we cover all of that and more from maladies, madness, mischief, and murder in U.S. politics.
And we also host a bi-weekly interview segment called Lil Muck.
We interview politicians, journalists, activists, and others who share their experiences in politics.
Find the Muck Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and check us out on social media at the Muck Podcast.
And we're back. We're going to talk about the AEW Women's World Championship match, which, dude, I'll be honest with you. I feel like they got shafted on time.
Probably.
I knew what the fucking finish was going to be as soon as they started like building for this match. Sadly, I will say this because I have some mixed feelings about it. It's Saraya Hikaru Shida who is the champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Toni Storm. When they are doing all the introductions, I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for this. It was fucking unnecessary for Saraya's entire family to come out to the ring with her through the entrance ramp. Like, that was so fucking cornball to me. And I'm just like, can you possibly like give the finish away any more than you already are? Then like Hikaru Shida, who is the absolute workhorse of these women, comes out with her title, deservedly so, to the ring and a massive reception. Britt Baker always gets a good pop. Tony Storm comes out to fucking crickets, my guy. And it's kind of funny because, whenever Alex and I were watching it, they were like, there's like nobody, like, there's nobody cheering, there's nobody booing. I was like, she's from Australia. And then Alex goes, oh, that makes sense. I was like, dude, they don't give a fuck about them if they're from Australia. It's like, oh. But Tony Storm's doing some great work right now, gimmick-wise, dude.
Yeah, like the little Marilyn Monroe thing. Like,
digging it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something different, dude.
Yeah, and that's why I'm sad that these women got fucked out of time for this match. It ended way too quickly for me.
Oh, so will the title reign itself? But
yeah. But who's counting?
Yeah.
Saraya goes over in 8 minutes and 50 seconds. And obviously that was going to happen. That was like, I would have won 1 million bets placing money on this.
I'm thinking that she's just going to lose it on either All Out or something very, very, very soon.
I think Mercedes Moné challenges her at Wrestle Dream in October.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, shit, she's definitely either signed or agreed to sign, one of the two.
Or just appears with them at some point. Who she was actually in the crowd as well. So
yeah, and that's what I'm referring to is as many times as they've shown her, she's definitely signed.
Absolutely. We're moving on to the tag team coffin match with Darby Allin and Sting versus Christian Cage and Swerve Strickland. I love the fact that we'll talk about Tony Khan getting like all this music for all these these guys over the last year. Dude, the fact that this man went out and got Seek and Destroy by Metallica to play Sting to the ring was awesome. Because do you remember Sting? You don't remember when it was happening.
I was about to say no, but Sting, I know of it. Yeah.
Sting used this as his entrance theme in 1999, and goddamn, it was such a throwback. And
so sick.
Sting finally getting, this type of crowd. I will never, ever in my life forget the way that they tried to bury him on fucking WrestleMania. With like, this is what it's like, Sting, in front of all these people. It's like,
I don't
dude.
understand what his run was. I know it was cut very short. He only had 2 matches, but it's
lost both.
That's what I don't understand. With Seth, you can make the argument of, oh, he's putting the young guy over.
Right.
Okay. Would not have been my call, but okay. Triple H, there was no
fucking excuse for that.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Yeah, but Darby Allin and Sting and Cage and Strickland, this was a fun match.
Did you read what Darby said?
Pretty sure I've heard it, but I don't remember. He says a lot of shit.
Darby comes off like he doesn't remember half of what he said.
Well, he's probably concussed half the time, that poor bastard.
How many concussions have you had, man?
Yes.
I have one right now.
Yeah, exactly. How many concussions have you had? I like turtles.
God damn it. No, he said that he's not at 100% and that he kind of fucked his back up a little bit on that one spot.
Oh, you talking about whenever he hit the coffin drop from the fucking top rope to the outside on the coffin? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of thought that too.
Yeah, I mean, nobody should be surprised, but also like, dude, he's still coming in.
You're talking about a guy who legitimately heavily athletic taped 2 broken ankles just to do a fucking drop in on a skateboard.
Yeah, like this dude
he don't give a fuck.
No, and that's what I love about him. Like, that's a guy that he's going to keep going. He doesn't give a shit about his health, his well-being, none of it.
It's all about the show, man.
Yeah. He's got a great attitude.
Yep. Sting and Darby Allin win this match. Dude, and it's great. Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage, like, Cage always has he's such a good foil for whoever the babyface is. Like, Christian is such a great heel. He's such a great fucking talent. And Swerve brings it every goddamn time. He's one of those fucking workhorse guys that it doesn't matter if he wins or loses. I think his talent is just raw as fuck, and that carries him.
Obviously, we would have loved if AR Fox was there, but it's unfortunate circumstances,
Yep.
So rest in peace to the old lady.
Yeah.
But He'll definitely be there next year.
Oh, for sure. Moving on to Jesus Christ, what a I shouldn't say it's a surprising match, but god damn, Will Ospreay versus Chris Jericho was better than I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be good. I knew it was going to be a good match. It's Jericho and fucking Will Ospreay. Dude, Jericho is in there moving like he's fucking 30 though.
Yeah, this was one of Jericho's best matches, and honestly, is probably since his match with Kingston.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, one of his best matches since him and fucking Kenny.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Jericho always does really great overseas. Have you noticed that?
Do you think he's pacing himself?
I think so. I think he saves up a lot of what he can do for these big fucking matches, which is smart.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because it's he doesn't let on that he can still go that fucking hard until it's time to go that fucking hard, and then he does.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking Stormbreaker counter that he did.
Dude.
Jesus Christ, that goddamn Hurricane Rana, just how fast that shit was. God.
The fact that Will kicked out of the Judas effect.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up, because god damn it pissed me the fuck off.
Nobody said anything.
Nobody said dick about it, dude. The fucking announce team shit the bed on that mother. I'm gonna go on a fucking rant right now. That move has been built since he was fucking using it. Nobody has kicked out of it. Every fucking time it's hit, that's it. That's fucking game over. Will kicks out of it. The crowd, for fucking sure, was just losing their shit, but the announcer's just he kicks out. Are you not going to fucking sell that he kicked out of Jericho's finisher that has never been kicked out of? That's like somebody kicking out of the fucking one-winged angel.
Which I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I do too, but god damn, man, y'all fucking blew it. God damn it.
Which is weird, because the announce team, for the most part, was on point this show.
That pisses me off. I'm laughing. I'm so fucking angry about that, dude. God damn it.
Dude, the veins in your head. Calm down, bro.
I fucking can't. Oh.
The match was good. Calm down.
It was very good, but oh my fucking God, get your shit together.
No, for me, it's hard to say if this was match of the night for me, but it was, to me, the most surprising. So
sleeper hit.
Yeah, and it's so weird, because it's you look at the two people, but I really did think that it was gonna end up being Will initially running circles around him and then having to slow down for him. But no,
it was quite the fucking opposite, actually.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, Will Ospreay defeats Chris Jericho by pinfall in 14 minutes and 55 seconds.
I wonder if that was actually a conversation where Will was just like, "Hey man, I'm gonna, slow down."
Hey, bruv.
Yeah. Hey, bruv. You need me to slow down for you? How are you feeling? Jericho's like, "Fuck you."
Right? I just played fucking Judas to the... that was the other highlight of this, where Fozzy shows up and, Jericho sings his entrance. Well, he sings their song, Judas, which is his entrance thing, but he sings it to the ring, and it's fucking A, man. And that motherfucker did that just so he could say that Fozzy played Wembley.
Oh, my God. Yeah, probably.
Yep. So, good on him, anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Acclaimed versus the House of Black for the Trios World Championship in a house rules match where they chose, of course, a no-holds-barred match. I saw this one coming a mile away, too. The Acclaimed win. A great match, absolutely.
Yes.
But I like the fact that the House of Black handed them the title belts.
Mm-hmm.
That's that means a lot more than you would think it does. If you're just a casual viewer, just oh, that's sportsmanship. And I'm like, motherfucker, if you can win the House of Black's respect, that's more than just fucking sportsmanship, my guy.
I just hope that they keep the House of Black strong. I don't want them to feel like an afterthought again.
No, they shouldn't. And I really feel like this was pretty much to give the Acclaimed some gold again after they lost the championship, the tag championships, and also again I have to see it as kind of a reward for Billy because the man, like, he still works like he did 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Fuck, he works like he did 30 years ago. It's insane.
The one spot where they did the scissor me timbers.
On Julia, I fucking died.
Not only was I laughing, but even whenever I was fucked up, I was like, it should have been me. Not him. It's not fair.
Should have been me.
Like I was doing the fucking Arthur meme where the fist
was clenched.
Yeah, dude. I was mad as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
The vein was popped out of his forehead like it was mine a while ago.
Oh, dude, it was brutal.
Let's move on to the main event for the AEW World Championship. MJF versus Adam Cole, baby. In a 29-minute flat. Excellent fucking match. This is my match of the night. And in terms of storytelling, what happened in the ring, the drama, the crowd investment, because god damn it, they had that crowd in the palm of their hand from the fucking front end of this show, and they had them eating out of the palm of their hand by the back end of this. Like, that is unheard of, man.
Dude, and it's really a different result than what I expected. I expected either them to lose the tag match, and then from there, Adam turns on MJF. Once they won the tag titles, I was like, okay, well, I still think Adam's going to turn on him, and that's going to be the story is heel Adam tagging with
Rod.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because the story behind that is also Roddy Strong has been, shitting on Adam Cole, trying to be like, no, I'm your best friend. Like, he's playing the role of the toxic ex-girlfriend, and it's very funny, actually.
It is.
But that happens throughout this match where there's moments where, because they go and they put their tag team t-shirts on and they wrestle each other in them, and there's one point where Adam Cole just rips it off of MJF, and dude, Cole's leaning into like the heel shit here.
Yeah, that's what is making the fact that they're both babyface so surprising.
Yeah, I think he kind of had to be the de facto heel in this match, though, only because MJF is so goddamn over right now as a babyface. Like, people have been waiting on, like, well, when's the motherfucking shoe gonna drop? And he just, like, it's a ruse or whatever. And it's like, no, like, this is this is the peak of this angle where MJF's babyface turn is completely solidified, in my opinion.
Yeah.
As the match goes, they hit the double clothesline and they pin each other, and it's a draw. And then there's a callback to that first encounter they had where Adam Cole's like, 5 more minutes. MJF's like, no. And quote of the night for me, 5 minutes is not enough. We're going to keep going until we get a winner in fucking Wembley. And when he said that, I shit you not, a minute later on social media, on Twitter/X, quote, fucking Wembley was trending worldwide. That is the funniest goddamn thing I have ever seen trend on Twitter is fucking Wembley.
I know. And that's just MJF, dude. He's so fucking good.
Like, on the mic out loud, we're going to go until we get a winner in fucking Wembley. And we got a winner. MJF beats him by pinfall. And the aftermath of the match is like the big story here because like Cole is pissed and dejected a little bit, and you get the feeling like this is where he's going to do it because, MJF is like, hey, these people still love you. Like, they're, chanting your name. They still fucking love you. I got lucky, all this other shit. He goes, hey, look, he grabs their tag belts. Like, look, we're still fucking champs and all this other shit. And then like Cole throws it, and it's like, that makes Max, do the whole thing. Like, he starts having kind of a breakdown. He's like, you never gave a shit about me. You weren't really my friend. Was it all for this? Here, you know what? Matter of fact, fuck you. Take it. And he throws the title belt at him and just turns his back, waits for him to get, clocked in the head. That's when Roddy Strong is like trying to coerce him into doing it, but Adam just doesn't fucking do it. Like, he hesitates, but he doesn't do it. And then they hug it out in the middle of the ring and they celebrate together, and there's fucking confetti and pyro and all the, pomp and circumstance, which the event fucking deserved to go out on this note.
Oh, yeah.
Man, these motherfuckers had me crying and shit. I was so happy for that. Like it was the culmination of like that storyline, which is still going on. The pay-per-view being such a success, just every bit of it like had me just emotional as shit. And I was like, oh, this is why I fucking fell in love with pro wrestling.
Dude, and the thing is it was such a good call to make, only because like for a show like this, you want to send that crowd home happy, especially if it's your first one.
Sometime after the match, we get the graphic that AEW is going to be going back to Wembley next August for All In again. And I'm just like, oh my God, I hope they do it again. We said it at the top of this fucking episode. Like I hope they sell it out every fucking time they go.
Oh yeah.
I feel like based on the success of this, which honestly, like that's the last match, and just from match quality and, you know, a lot of surprises and stuff, like I would easily give this like a fucking 4 out of 5. Like fucking easily. It's not even a perfect pay-per-view, but it's damn near perfect.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it gives you pretty much everything that you were wanting, you know? So I've got no major complaints, just a few nitpicks and questions booking wise, like I said, the FTW title and everything. But yeah, no, 4 out of 5 is pretty spot on.
Yeah, I'd say it's fair, honestly. It'll be interesting to see where they take a lot of these stories from here, especially with MJF and Adam Cole.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know that's going to be building to something.
It has to. There is one thing where it's like, if I were TK, I would... It's too late now for this year, but next year would absolutely make All Out 2 weeks after instead of 1, because I feel like just for your average consumer, that's a bit much. It's kind of a tall order. Because when you look at it, it's like, damn, I just spent $100 on wrestling pay-per-views.
Yeah, I would 100% either make that like a package, because he tried to make it a package deal. Like he did, but he said like a lot of the providers were blocking that from happening. So
okay.
AEW has also just recently announced a new October pay-per-view that's going to be an annual thing. It's going to be called AEW's Wrestle Dream, and it is paying homage to Antonio Inoki this year. And I feel like that's going to be the consensus going forward. Is it could very well be. It's not it's not a Forbidden Door type of thing, but I feel like it's going to have New Japan talent come to the show.
Probably, but then to me that diminishes Forbidden Door, so I don't know.
Well, not if you just label it AEW, you know, Wrestle Dream, because I mean it's kind of like Wrestle Dream has a fucking New Japan feeling name to it, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
like Wrestle Kingdom, you know,
it does, yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be just New Japan. Like you can bring some people in from Stardom for the women's division, and all kinds of other shit, dude.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait to watch that one though.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. You ready to get the fuck out of here, Ollie?
Yee.
Thanks everybody for hanging out with us this week. This has been AEW All In from London, Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Until next time, I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
Shades on.
We're off.